Social Development Minister Sisisi Tolashe has sought to give assurance that no beneficiaries grant will actually be stopped without a proper process. Well, this as there is currently an outcry over beneficiaries with alternative income who have since been notified to go to the South African Social Security Agency or Sassa offices for review. And delivering her department's budget vote in Parliament, Tolashe says means to root out corruption as well as review processes in Sassa are currently underway, saying that this has already yielded a saving of over 1 billion rand. She also called on beneficiaries to report to a Sassa office if requested to do so. Let's now welcome Mr. Peter Netshipale, who is the Director General at the Social Development at Sassa, who joins us now. Peter, thank you so much for your time. Welcome to SA Today, DG. What a pleasure. So let's talk about some of the most noteworthy plan changes pertaining to social grants. Let's start with, of course, the proposed introduction of a basic income grant.
Thank you very much, SABC. And the listeners of SABC. The budget vote, which was passed, which was presented yesterday, has seen some drastic changes that has been introduced with regard to the social grants in the country. Over the years, we have been looking at certain issues that we need to do as a department. Amongst them is the issue of the SRD grants that we get. We get money every year, but this money is appropriated once per year towards during this time. The basic income support grant is we have finalized the policy, and we presented the policy to Parliament, to Cabinet cluster, which they have requested us to add some of the issues that regards to the issue of looking at those able-bodied recipient of social grants for empowerment, skills development, and for linking. So we are at the stage where this year we will take the basic income support policy back to Cabinet so that it can be approved for public comments. That means that our aim is to ensure that we make sure that we target 18 to 59-year-old, especially those people already currently are on SRD grant, that we will be able to push them into basic income support, provided the Cabinet approves and we meet the requirements. You know very much that the resources in the country is dwindling. So with that in mind, we are working on how do we need to make sure that it is sustainable, and we are also able to link those that will be on grants to be trained, to create entrepreneurs, people to start their own businesses, and also to participate in the economy. Meaning that one of the requirements that we are looking at is to ensure that we take that to our economy. If you look at the MTDT document, it talks about the first priority we have is increase the economy and grow the economy and also create jobs. Mm-hmm. Those jobs will be directed towards people that are on grants so that we should not balloon it, and we will be able to afford whatever we are going to be introducing.
Mm-hmm. Now, DG, let's address this current confusing issue of those recipients or beneficiaries that have since have had, of course, their benefits stopped, albeit for a time, and have been urged to actually come to your offices to ratify this matter. Now, there's a new concern that elderly women that might also fall under this bracket of also additional income as well. I mean, pertaining to them, because they are not able-bodied, they're not necessarily of age where they could still go out and find new employment. So maybe just clarify in terms of how this process is actually going to be considered pertaining to those specifically that are elderly and those that of course have had to come and declare some of that additional income to your offices.
Thank you very much. I think we put it categorical. Even yesterday, the minister put it very clear that as the department in Sassa, at this note, it must be made clear we have not stopped nor suspended any grant without due processes. There's nobody who have been stopped. It is just that sometimes when people go to get their salaries or they are requested to come and verify their details, they think that their grants has been stopped. There's no such. We are in the process of verifying individuals slowly to make sure that we pay the grant to the deserving people.
Absolutely.
But we are not stopping. We are not stopping anything. There's no one who has stopped anything. The only problem that we have is that once someone hears that in section so and so of the township they went and the money was not there, they think, "Ooh, the money is stopping." There's no money that has stopped, and we won't stop any money. We had those. We saw it on the media, but I can tell you categorically that we haven't stopped. Every individual that deserve and they are eligible to be paid the grant, especially the older persons that are receiving grants, will receive their grants. If they, yes.
Yes, DG. And then in terms of, I'm sure, DG, you remember, of course, this was just conversations also. It was not a mandate by, of course, Sassa. It talks about the eventual phasing out or possibility of phasing out of the COVID relief grant. So what are the conversations now in regard to this? Will the basic income grant function in almost a similar manner as the COVID relief grant? And should it be ended, of course? And what then happens to those who still would not then qualify for the basic income grant in this regard?
The basic income grant is still a policy. It hasn't been implemented. It's still a policy that still needs to be discussed by cabinet to ensure that whatever we bring is sustainable and is in line, that we are not handout country. Secondly, it is that the approach to be taken in terms of the basic income support grant. Remember the talk outside, and the talk is that if we have to implement the basic income, of course it will take the same approach as COVID, SRD COVID grant that we are giving. That is on the basis that if we are paying 8 million people on SRD grant, it will mean that 18 to 59. It will mean that if we implement a basic income support grant, we will also pay the same amount or less, meaning the approach will be the same. But for now, we haven't gone to the stage of paying. We are still discussing, and we have been sent back to look at issues of affordability and the issues of integrating what we do with other government departments. Remember, you will see that there is EPWP, the labor has got UIF that they're providing, and other government department of skills development, small businesses creating small entrepreneurs through the small businesses into farming. So you integrate everything else, and we say, what is going to be left of people that requires basic income support will be less than 8 million, I'm sure. Because if you integrate and there's no double dipping, and we streamline everything, that government does everything for everyone who qualifies between the age of 18 and 59. Some of them are on NSFAS, which is they're at school 18, 19, 20, while they're still studying. If you streamline and integrate everything, you will find that by the time we approve the basic income support grant, we will be having less than 8 million people receiving that.
All right, DG. Unfortunately, we're out of time. I would have loved to expand our discussion much further. Thank you so much for that much needed clarity, DG.